Phil Hellmuth is looking down at ace-9 offsuit, pre-flop. This is another hand that looks harmless on the surface but quietly lays the trap. Martinez opens with a perfectly reasonable raise with a suited connector that can smash a lot of boards. Hellmuth just flats, which already puts him in an awkward spot.
This is one of the best thing we have. Did you like it?
Mercier peels happy to set mine and play a small pair in position, and Perkins closes the action in the blinds, getting a big price.
Italy was the first place I went where I bought pizza by the kilogram. They weighed it, and they said, oh, you have 180, whatever.
The flop looks dry to Hellmuth, but is extremely live for the field. Perkins checks, and Martinez decides to check as well.
This is a Phil lock check. No, notice
He's two-handed check.
sometimes he likes this, I like that little.
Controlling the pot with just 2 overcards and an open-ended straight. When the action gets to him, Hellmuth seizes the chance to bluff c-bet and fires 4,200. He has 2 overcards and some straight equity with the 9, and his bet folds out exactly the kind of weak holdings you expect from the blinds and from Mercier. That part works. Mercier and Perkins both get out of the way. Martinez, however, is never folding. His hand has a ton of equity against a single C betting range, and check calling keeps all of Hellmuth's bluffs and thin value hands alive while disguising his own draw. The turn is the disaster card for Hellmuth and the dream card for Martinez.
12,800. I'll take this one now. You fold. I win.
I know.
Against that range, Martinez is thrilled to call. He is ahead of all the bluffs and semi-bluffs, ahead of any 8x that decided to stab, and still has redraws even when Hellmuth happens to have a big hand. The river pairs the board with the 7. Having let Hellmuth drive the action on both flop and turn, Martinez finally leads for 15,500 into a big pot. It is a classic blocker-looking value bet designed to get paid by exactly the kind of overpairs and stubborn one-pair hands Hellmuth likes to hero call with. Hellmuth, though, goes one level too far. With ace-9, he has nothing but ace-high and a missed straight draw.
Raise it. 45,000.
And instead of giving up, he turns it into a bluff, raising to 60,500, trying to represent a monster, 7, or a slow-played set. The problem is that Martinez's line is far more consistent with a strong made hand than with a bluff. Martinez thinks it through.
Please don't have forceful.
What you got?
Huh?
What you got?
If this was your hand, how are you playing it? Comment it below and let's compare different ways to play this out.
You got fourths?
I might have forceful. I might not.
Okay, call. Wow.
Good call. You win.
Oh my God, what is going on? What is going on?
Tilt
oh my
juice!
God.
Get the tilt juice out for everyone.
Hammer.
Have
Thank
a
you.
little sip.
Crank it up.
I can't make that call.
So sick.
No, I can't make that call. No, I can't make that call.
blocked
No,
bet.
he bet 15,000 with a 10.
I blocked bet, so you can raise and bluff.
I'm steaming now.
Oh, we got some. Me and you
I know. Now I know. I mean, it's so brutal because now I know he's going to lose all his money to one of you guys, and I might go broke in the meantime. He put in 70,000 with top pair. I haven't seen that in a cash game in 2 years.
That was good though.
He was right, but I haven't seen that in 2 years.
Phil Hellmuth is looking down on Jack-10 suited.
That just makes me so sick to my stomach. I mean, whether I'm right or wrong, it just makes me sick that.
Pre-flop this looks innocent, but the roles at the table are already defined. Mercier is the young, aggressive straddler. Hellmuth is the self-appointed sheriff who hates getting pushed around. Hellmuth just limps with Jack-10 suited, a hand that could easily open or raise, but that he chooses to park in the weeds. The flop comes 4-5 king, 2 diamonds. It is a board that hits the straddler way more than the limper. Mercier has actually connected, bottom pair plus a gut shot, with some backdoor diamond possibilities. Hellmuth has pure air. When Hellmuth checks, Mercier does exactly what you expect a good aggressive player to do. He fires 1,200 into the dead money. Small sizing, classic range bet saying, I have all the kings, 5s, and random pairs here, and you probably don't. Hellmuth's response is immediate and loud. He snap raises to 4,000. That raise is not really about his cards. It is about yanking the pot away from the kid who just stabbed at it. The turn brings the ace of clubs and dramatically shifts the texture without actually improving either hand in a made hand sense. Mercier's 4 is still just a small pair, but now Hellmuth picks up a legitimate draw. After representing strength on the flop, Hellmuth has found some real backup equity. He leans into the story and bets 8,000. That sizing is telling. It is not all in pressure. It is a keep calling if you dare. The river is the 6 of hearts, a complete brick for Hellmuth. This is the moment where a lot of players light money on fire by following through just because they have to tell the story. Hellmuth does something quietly smart. He gives up. He checks and admits that his bluff has run out of road.
What the is going on here? The bad player should call with bottom pair. I call 9,000 more with Jack 10 or whatever the hell he had. I just spike a jack like it's nothing.
Like 2 jacks.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, Donnie. Well done. That's fine. You made a good call. I just want to play another 5-6 hours and see how many times you lose with hands like that. Jason, I think, is an excellent player.
He just said he was a bad player.
I'm the
Right
bad
after the
player,
hand, you go, these
apparently.
bad players. And he's the one who made these bad players calling me with bottom pair. See, that's the thing. You insult him because you're losing and feel like it's okay.
I thought you hit the 6. I was kind of upset. That's
You
why
tried to hit the 6?
I made a disgusting check in
You
the
went
river.
check.
God, I just lost.
Put him on 6-7.
6 game.
Phil Hellmuth is looking down at ace-jack offsuit. He is raised to $2,000, but he's up against Harlow with pocket 8s. And Tony G, he's lurking, and he's not planning to stay quiet for long.
Action begins on Phil. Ace-jack. Raised to 2,000. Pocket pair for Russ.
Pot.
Raises to 7,200.
Harlow is the loose cannon in this game, which means he's an amateur who's been given $100,000 to play against 5 pros. Whatever he makes over $100,000, he gets to keep. Meanwhile, Tony G folded, but this is not the last time we see and hear of him this hand.
How much more do you have?
Helmuth is fishing for information, trying to get a read on the delivery driver. Every second Harlow spends fumbling with his chips gives Phil little clues about how strong he really feels.
Phil calls and gives him the WWE stare down. Hellmuth off the top rope. The flop, 10-6 deuce, 3 clubs. Hellmuth checks the nut flush draw.
Harlow's ahead for now, but Phil's sitting there with 2 overcards, a nut flush draw, and about 27 different ways to ruin this man's whole poker career. If Harlow fires a bet here, things could get messy fast, because Hellmuth is definitely not folding this one soon. But Harlow decides to check it back to him.
The turn gives Russ a set. Hellmuth, chips in hand, leads out to 5,500.
Gotta take a chance sometime.
I'm supposed to think you're weak, right? Because you're talking?
I won't bet more than 9,000 on the river if you call.
I'm all in.
Russ Harlow, all in.
Helmuth throws out a little feeler bet, just trying to stir the pot. But Harlow responds by setting the whole kitchen on fire. This is actually an incredible read from the delivery driver against arguably the best poker player of all time. Now Phil's got to decide if that nut flush draw is enough to pull him out of the flames, or if he's about to get roasted. He thinks for about 5 minutes and Tony G is starting to lose his patience.
So you potted it before the flop.
It's ridiculous.
What's ridiculous?
I mean, just make a decision, you know? Like, there's other people in the game, too. You're a professional player playing against a loose cannon. I mean...
Now I'm trying to make a decision for 43,000. Can you just shut the up? Call
You're a
floor
professional player?
Call floorman.
You're insulting everyone. I mean, we're here, we want to play, too.
He's completely out of line here. So I
think he's completely out of line because he's been taking forever to make a decision. Against an amateur player coming in here as the best player in the world, taking 15 minutes to make a decision.
I haven't taken 15 minutes. You want to bet on that?
Well, you will.
You're
that's
so
why
out
I'm
of line.
talking about
You know,
it.
your etiquette's horrible. Stay out of this.
Gentlemen,
Stay out. Let's hear your ruling.
We're going to put you on the clock right now. You got a minute and 10 seconds.
That's your ruling?
Right.
I hope you're proud of yourself, Tony.
Story checks out.
Phil folds. And those are tears of joy.
If you're bluffing, I highly recommend showing.
Do you think Tony G was right to do this in the middle of a poker hand with $70,000 in the pot?
You and him have endless trunks of money. He's a school teacher.
Helmut kicks things off with ace-5 offsuit. He is raised to $1,000, but he's up against Fishman with king-queen suited, who's a math teacher known for making razor-sharp, calculated plays.
I don't win very many pots from this spot, so...
Fishman calls. Williams calls. Deuce, jack, ace, 2 clubs. Action flop.
This looks like a fun board.
Williams checks instantly and Helmuth checks behind him. But Fishman isn't waiting around. He fires out $3,000 into the pot, repping strength and leaning on that nut flush draw.
Helmuth raises.
This is a pretty easy call with a flush draw, gut shot, and 2 big cards.
And there it is by Fishman.
The turn brings the 5 of hearts, and Helmuth quickly bets $15,000, now holding 2 pair and looking to extract value.
His pairs are still no good, but PH could be doing this with worse flush draws, and he's got enough behind for decent implied odds.
Fishman is behind, but still has plenty of outs to improve, and this decision should not be a tough one for a math whiz like him.
Add it all up, and Fishman makes the call.
He's looking for a club or a 10.
The river, there's the 10 completing the straight.
Fishman tries to keep a stone-cold face as he watches the river give him the nuts.
Action on Hellmuth.
23,600.
His bet is an attempt to build the pot, but Fishman with the nuts is going to try to include some serious acting.
23,600 into a $45,000 pot.
This is pretty dirty. Fishman's reverse pedaling the nuts.
Helmuth with 2 pair doesn't know he's walking into a trap. Fishman with the nuts is going to try to include some serious acting, waiting for him to commit more chips.
I'm not gonna let you do this to me again, Phil. I can't let you do this to me again.
Leonardo DiCaprio could not be selling this any better.
How much you got behind?
This is Fishman's way of trying to convince him he's not too strong. Helmuth tries to keep as cold as possible and doesn't even answer Fishman's question.
Was there an answer to that?
Like 85 or something.
I'm all in.
Fishman shoves.
He even fake hesitated. Watch that Oscar, Leo.
I'm done, Phil.
I see method acting, improv, pantomime. If Phil calls here, the kid stays in the picture.
Ha 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 ha. This acting is so terrible that it makes you wonder if it's not a double bluff. Helmuth is going to blow up after he sees what Fishman is holding.
This is so sick. I mean, is it possible that I just get cooled every hand I play here? You got king, queen of clubs? I mean, I guess so.
Phil's put him on his exact hand.
God, all that talking leads me to believe, wow.
Now, that might be real. I'd certainly be shaking either way.
All right, I call.
Helmuth calls and sees king, queen of clubs.
Bingo! Can I even play in this game? I mean, what the they find, I mean, what the
That was a great read, by the way. You had him.
Yeah, you're a real, the guy hits a miracle 10 on me, and what, you want to just step
He's
on
a
me?
school teacher, and you and him have endless trunks of money. Endless trunks of money. He's a school teacher. For God's sakes, man.
Screaming will do you a lot of good.
Phil Hellmuth is looking down on 9-7 offsuit. He limps, which caps his range and invites someone to attack the dead money. Mercier obliges with an isolation raise using a suited king, a great candidate because it has blockers, plays well post-flop, and pushes the button on everyone who limped. Locke and Martinez come along, which pulls the SPR up and widens continuing ranges.
I get unstuck. I get off the tilt juice.
Hard to get off that tilt teat.
Hellmuth overcalls rather than 3-betting, a choice that keeps the pot manageable, preserves positional leverage against the raiser, and allows weaker holdings to realize without facing a big pre-flop decision. This texture is excellent for the pre-flop aggressor. As the only player who routinely shows up with strong King X after raising, Mercier can c-bet profitably. The small sizing pressures ace high, punishes underpairs, and denies equity to random backdoors while risking little against slow-played traps. Helmuth check calls instead of raising. That keeps bluffs firing, prevents the pot from ballooning versus the portion of Mercier's range that will not fold, and sets up a decision tree where Helmuth can choose which turns to accelerate on. Multi-way callers have folded, so we are quickly moving toward a heads-up range battle that favors the in-position player's initiative and the out-of-position player's ability to trap. The second king super polarizes things. From Mercier's seat, this is a green light to barrel because his range contains far more King X than Helmuth's limp call range. The bet around $5,300 targets exactly the hands that called once and hate life now, medium pairs and stubborn ace high, and it continues to build a pot in case he is ahead. Helmuth's second check call is strategic. Raising isolates him against very strong holdings and folds out hands that might bluff again. Calling keeps his range wider, invites another polarized river bet, and protects the times he is bluff catching with decent showdown value. From a range math perspective, once the king pairs the pre-flop raiser's value density increases, which means the out-of-position player should avoid thin raises and lean into induce lines. Nothing material completes, so Mercier retains a nut advantage and chooses a large polar bet of $17,200. That sizing asks a capped range to overdefend, and it puts maximum pressure on one-pair type catchers that arrived here by calling twice.
Oh, man.
Helmuth's final check call makes sense within that framework. He beats all the natural stabs that gave up drawing equity on the turn.
It's just unreal what happens to me at this place. I mean, I'm just so sick of it, you know? I mean,
I had the best hand on the turn, I had the best hand on the river.
What the is going on in this place? They do me
What the is going on the river? How do you call it? I always think a bluff, I only wait for the nuts.
Phil Helmuth is looking down on pocket nines. He is mostly up against celebrities, but even in those situations, people find ways to make him tilt, and Mr. Beast won't be an exception.
Now he picks up the hand that won him his first World Series of Poker main event.
As we could have all expected, having amateurs on the table doesn't make things go fast, and people are more likely to play with random hands, as we can see by the many limpers. Slime takes things into his own hands, though, and raises to $2,400. That gets snap called by Mr. Beast, and after some weird shenanigans from XQC, 3-betted by him with ace-deuce offsuit.
Mr. Beast with 150 in front of him, so.
$1.3 million retail, like a 450 in inventory.
The what?
I just told the story like 3 times.
He lost a shit ton of money by tweeting out, I'm gonna give people free chocolate who like this tweet.
Oh, yeah.
Now we can observe XQC looking for the jack somewhere below the table, but as he can't find it, he decides to check, which is followed by a unison check around the table until Mr. Beast does this.
Well, you're right, 10.
10,000. I don't know what Mr. Beast has, but based on what else everybody else has.
Let me know in the comments, what is your guess for Mr. Beast's cards?
Phil's gonna call anyway, with 9s. Not a believer.
The turn brings the 8 of diamonds, which I don't really know how to feel about. Not knowing Mr. Beast's cards, he might have a straight or a flush draw, and I bet Phil Helmuth is getting more and more heated with those pocket 9s. After you see Phil Helmuth's blow up, make sure to rate it in the comments from 1 to 10 of how crazy it was on the Brat scale.
He has probably something good, and he wants me to bet. But I kind of want him to bet as well, so it's fine.
What's your call and you bet?
25.
Do you make 2 pair? 10-3?
All right, that counts. Okay. I mean, I have a queen, so you probably have a king.
You got a queen? You got me.
Yeah.
Queen of hearts, 5 of hearts.
It's like impossible that I could ever be losing in this game. The man just bet a queen 5.
For a living?
I called 5,000 under the fucking gun. I gotta have 9s or above, and he bet a queen 5 for value on the river.
You're just not believable anymore, okay? Stop.
Helmuth kicks things off with pocket kings. He was getting a bad beat after bad beat on this table. So now his fortunes seem to be turning around.
Helmuth with kings now? Well, he's lipped it a bunch. Let's see if he keeps it balanced.
Hey, come on, just min
No,
raise
he's
it.
gonna raise it.
Oh my God,
Raise it up to
why?
8.
After 3 folds, we reach Chamath with his king 4 suited. It must be his lucky hand or something, because he will call Helmuth's bet. Unfortunately for him, though, Stanley, who is looking down on these juicy queens, is going to.
Raise it. 5,200.
There's the 3-bet. Just a call from Phil. No 4-bet. Getting the other people out. That's going to bring Keating in, I'm sure it does.
Helmuth is probably silently screaming from happiness on the inside. This 3-bet is perfect for him, and he snap calls it. The real question is, why would Keating and Chamath pay this steep price with such marginal hands? But that, I will leave to you, the viewer. The flop comes 8-7-8 rainbow. It might not be perfect because sometimes pair of 7s or 8s gets through this 3-bet to see the flop. But Helmuth should be reasonably happy with how it turned out for now. Stanley bets $5,000 again, and this time out, only Helmuth will make the call, with Keating and Chamath finally taking the smart and right option of folding those weak hands.
And the queen on the turn! Oh, we're gonna see some steam!
Gentlemen, I can officially attest to the fact that Helmuth is probably the unluckiest player I have ever seen. This queen is about to wipe the calmness off of Helmuth's face. The only question left is, will Choi play it so he extracts maximum value plus a bonus of Helmuth's rage at the end?
Bet 21.
All right, 21,000.
Wow. I have a bad feeling you have me, but I have an overpair.
Yep.
Come on, this motherfucking goddamn fucking queen.
What's that?
Ah!
Phil Hellmuth is looking down at ace-6 offsuit. Pre-flop begins with a sequence that feels standard on the surface, but hints at the chaotic dynamic Hellmuth brings to the table.
You get any 3s? And...
Phil opens to 2,000 with ace-6 offsuit. a hand that is technically an opener in this format, but creates massive reverse implied odds when deep stacked.
Thought you were done with that move. No, I'm not done with this move. 2K's perfect.
Fishman, true to his name, plays passively by just flatting pocket tens, a hand that screams for a squeeze play here, and this invites Williams to come along with Queen-Jack offsuit. Williams has a hand that plays well multi-way, but by letting 3 players see a flop, the table has created a scenario where hand strengths will be muddy and Phil's aggression will likely overcompensate for his marginal holding.
Oh, you guys have fun.
Yep.
Joe and I will play pinochle over here.
The flop hits everyone just enough to be dangerous. Williams flops top pair. Fishman has an overpair to the 6 but is blocked by the jack, and Helmuth finds bottom pair. Here is where the poker brat logic takes over. Instead of checking to the pre-flop caller or playing pot control with a weak pair, Phil leads out for 6,600. It is a protection bet gone wrong. He is trying to end the hand immediately, fearing overcards.
Dave, how much you got behind?
75,000.
75?
The LC's got Hellmuth, but he's a dog to Williams.
And you got me covered, right?
I think so.
I'm almost. Oh. I feel so strongly that I have you.
Right read on Phil.
So strongly. But I don't know what that Dave's doing behind me. What is he coming in with? Oh, man. It's gonna be my first really good or really bad play of the night that everybody gets to see.
When Fishman folds, Williams makes the disciplined call. David knows that Phil is capable of stabbing here with pure air or draws, and raising would only isolate him against better hands. By just calling, Williams keeps Helmuth's bluffs alive, a textbook float with top pair. The turn comes the 8, changing nothing structurally, and Helmuth decides to turn his hand into a polarizing sledgehammer. He fires 20,000, a massive overbet relative to his actual hand strength. This is where Phil gets himself into trouble. He is effectively turning a hand with showdown value into a bluff.
I'm starting to feel a little better about my decision.
Williams realizes he is likely ahead of everything except a random set of 3s or 8s, so he pays to see the river, confident that Phil is splashing around with a draw or a weaker made hand.
Phil shows, so does Dave.
I knew it was David that had to
You
worry
won't
about.
see that hand fling him again.
I knew I had nothing to worry about with him.
By the way, that was a strong call, kid. So I gotta say, I'm folding that for 29.
Beat that one guy. Got the calling station as a jack.
The calling station. You're not David. You're the calling station. The businessman, the calling station.
He's the guy that's going to give me 50,000 for no reason, Dave is. Plays every hand.
Dave, pick up your head because you've picked up your game. You're in Profitville.
I really like watching you guys make these high-level genius plays because someday I aspire to do them too, and I'm being this close.
That was 5 levels above me right there.
No. Actually, I never try to bluff David. I rarely do, but he's just a complete calling station. Dude, you're the biggest calling station at the table.
Joe Catto, look to your left. That's your future.
He would have folded the river. I know you would have folded the river because he called the 20 to see what you do on the river, right?
Yeah, I thought I had the best hand. I mean, that's why I'm frustrated. He's played every pot against me. How can he show up with a jack?
Phil Helmuth is looking down at 8-7 offsuit.
Amanda.
Hey, Phil.
I didn't catch the hello earlier because
You're a diva.
No.
He is a diva. He made us all wait.
Pre-flop, this looks like a pretty harmless pot brewing, but the way both players construct their ranges sets up a very natural value spot for lock. He opens King-9 offsuit from late position, which in this lineup is completely fine. It is ahead of most of the blind's defending range and plays well post-flop with position. Helmuth defends with 8-7, a very Phil hand. It is not pretty on paper, but suited or not, it has reasonable equity versus a late position open and lets him see a flop in a game where everyone is splashing around.
David, Fishman is out. It's Phil Helmuth and Phil Locke.
Nobody is doing anything crazy yet, but the seeds are there for a classic top pair versus second pair situation.
Checking.
Check.
Checking's good.
Check.
Oh, that means you hit something.
The turn brings the queen. which does not complete the front door clubs and only improves a pretty narrow slice of hands. Phil checks again, and now Lack has to start extracting value.
I'll just fold, Helmuth.
Fold, I hit something too.
Let me win one pot.
His bet of 2,400 is a classic delayed C-bet sizing, small, slightly curious, and designed to get called by exactly the type of hand Phil has.
How much is in the pot? I'm curious. Oh, can you spread it very, very carefully and wide so that my piercing 16-year-old eyes can do it? So I will bet 6,200.
The River 6 is perfect for Lack. It does not change the top of range much. It bricks the club draw, and it is not a scare card for an 8. When Phil checks a third time, Lack fires 6,200, a very efficient value bet.
Just fold, kid. Just fold.
Phil, listen to Phil for once.
Nope, just calls.
I meant the other Phil.
And Lack wins the pot.
I really didn't want him to fold. That was double speak.
That was a double reverse psychology. Just fold, I'm scared, not scared bet.
Kind of.